What's up, everybody? Saying, oh, I can't go live on Twitter. That's okay. So I should be live on YouTube and the old Facebook. Q. What's up, everybody? Jordan James Sylvia here. First time ever going live on YouTube. See if we get back. There we go. There we go. What's up, guys? So I'm trying this new app that Jess Machado referred me to, and it puts me live on multiple platforms. It's supposed to be Facebook, YouTube, and X, but apparently you need a a premium X account, so I'll have to look into that. But my X account was like horrifically shadow banned anyway. I had a few thousand followers there, but if I post something, it only gets like 1 or 2 views. Because for 5 years straight, I said Fauci needs to go to prison, and they shadow banned my account into oblivion. So I'm trying this new app. Let me know if you guys notice any difference. I don't know if it looks different or sounds different, but yeah, trying this out. We'll do this going forward if it works. But let me see. I'm gonna try to tilt the phone sideways too, see what happens. Oh, it's like a little bigger. Looks similar. Also, I don't know if I could see comments. Let's see. People try commenting if possible, so I can see if I can see them. Oh, I see some here. Jody, what's up, bro? Jody's in the his house. Jody, let me know if it looks any different. I'm using this new app, buddy, to stream across multiple platforms. But hey, don't know if anybody's seen last night. I'm the only person who was up before like 4 a.m. today, and I saw the first public comments from William Flanagan, the man, the myth, the legend, as I refer to him. It's better when it's sideways like this. Hold on, brother. Like that? Better? I gotta probably download the app. I'm using it through my hold on, let's try this way. Yoink. I'm using it through my I don't like that look. Browser, and I can't like see the comments and stuff. Let me try to flip it one more time. Meow. I know it takes a lot of work to make this ugly mug look presentable. I just can't see comments this way, Jody, so I'm gonna flip it back this way. Yoink. I'll get it up and running. I'll get used to it, buddy. Just playing around. You know how that goes, Jody. I know you self-taught yourself at all the tricks of the trade. But yeah, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and Will Flanagan pop off with his first. The whole crazy thing happened to him. Immediately, like I said, as soon as I saw that video, I had tons of respect for him. My wife, as you know, I'm like always straight up honest with people. Like, it's funny to say I have infinite respect for the dude because he didn't like overtly go out of his way and do a certain thing, right? He was just walking down the street, man. That poor kid, like I feel so bad for him. He didn't intend to do that and survive that. He's just walking down the street and he becomes this like victim. I'm surprised that ain't on like Fox News and CNN and stuff. former mayor gets attacked brutally like that, almost dies. He could have died. He's been fighting this whole time to the point where a week later he finally makes his first comments. And I've been calling Will the Forrest Gump of Fall River because his life is just absolutely nuts. If you look at his life, all the things Carlos Cesar for Coogan, yeah, crazy. That's wild. Got to get you a vent holder, a mirror holder. Nah, Jeff, I can hold with one hand. I could drive with one hand. Hey, Jeff, what if I was a paraplegic and I lost my arm? I know a buddy of mine lost his arm in a motorcycle accident. What if I just had my left arm? And that's the only one I had to drive with. Then if I was holding my phone and recording, then some people could try to complain. But you see the people, Jeff, who paint with their feet and stuff. If I lost both my arms in an IED explosion, I would just drive down the street with my left leg and I would hold my phone with my right leg and record. It'd be totally fine. Totally safe. Nothing unsafe. Morning, Brenda. I'm assuming all you guys saw Flanagan's, Carlos sucks. Carlos. I'm assuming everybody saw Flanagan's comments about, that's one thing I just want to touch on. It's super important to me because when I read it, like I said, it was like 4 a.m. and my son Cassius had jumped in bed with me and my wife. Antone, what's up, buddy? I see Antone beating up Carlos on his page about the endorsement. But dude, I just hugged my son because the one thing that Flanagan said as he started talking about it, and like again, I don't know how many people have had near-death experiences. I've had like several, but the one that shoots out to me where I literally closed my eyes and went to sleep and thought I was never going to wake up was when I blew a blood vessel in my head when I was in Iraq, just from working out. Nothing military related. But I was telling a kid this weekend who came over, the kid who rented me my bouncy house for my son's birthday. I forgot how it even came up, but we was talking about like a near-death experience. Oh, it was just basically so crazy. We were basically just saying how, like, you're supposed to let go of all the problems and beef that you have. And I told him that was the thing for me because I was in a combat zone and almost died. And I said to myself, if I get home alive, like nothing, the first thing you realize in that circumstance is like nothing really matters like you think it does. All the little stupid things that you've been worrying about immediately go away. It's like when they say you get told you have like stage 4 brain cancer, right? And then you go out, and then people go out and try to live their whole entire lives for the last 6 months, because they let all this stupid baggage hold them back. And then once they get told, oh, you only have a little bit of time, and what's crazy is that could be true for anybody at any given time. So we all should be living our lives like that. Carlos, huh? Chris. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like again, like this is Fall River in a nutshell too. Like, listen, Flanagan's thing is like unbelievable. And when he said too about he realized every day he gets to wake up and open his eyes is a miracle. Like, dude, absolutely. You know what I mean? And I feel like that. But what happens is, right after it happens, you have that forefront in your mind, and like you're like so grateful for every little thing. Nothing bad can like ruin your day. But then a year goes by and 5 years go by, and you start to creep back in and not just be grateful for every second. I try to be so thankful all day, every day. But it's funny, like you said, hey, I love Fall River. I know how it is. Like people want to talk about Carlos Cesar. Oh man, poor Carlos. And I could circle it all back too, because like Flanagan obviously was the mayor. Carlos was trying to be the mayor. Hey, let's be real, guys. Right? I tried to be respectful of Carlos Cesar when he was quote unquote running for mayor. We all knew he didn't have a snowball's chance in hell. Right? Like we all knew that from the rip. But I try to not rip people's souls out all the time now, like I used to do all the time, and constantly just like destroy everybody. I try to be a little polite to people. you know, and I do have respect for anybody who tries to run. So I did have respect for Carlos in that regard. But I've been telling everybody who listens, from someone who's been personally getting involved in politics for the last 11 years, but as a candidate and whatnot. But again, I've been bothering the politicians for 17 since '08, since poor Bob Correa, God rest his soul, and nobody saves face and respectfully transitions into private life from forever politics. Everyone gets in. Once they get elected, you absolutely destroy your reputation and make a complete fool of yourself, even if it's like 6 months to 40 years. It's like they don't get it. It's like they don't get that there's life after politics or during, and these people are just like super willing to destroy any good grace they've had in their entire lives and just embarrass themselves tremendously. I mean, Carlos just kind of did that, you know? So, yeah, of course, everybody wants to know what the favor was, why he would do that, how you could, yeah, Chris got more votes than Carlos and he already bowed out, right? But here's the difference. When I try to get Chris to endorse someone, Chris was kind of open-minded the whole time. You know, he wasn't blowing anybody like irreparably out of the water. You know, he just was unsatisfied with how things are. But Carlos was like, Carlos was flaming Paul Coogan, trashing Paul Coogan. And then, he sits on a bench and shakes his hand and says, we all know that he knows how the government. What? Carlos, you're in the doghouse now for acting like a child. I don't know what you were thinking, dude. I didn't make fun of one of the things that he misrepresented when he called business storefronts front stores 100 times. I've never once said it publicly until right now. I've actually held back. People for as transparent and ruthless as people think I am, I've actually been treated a lot of these people with kid gloves. But the guy is running for mayor and calls storefronts front stores 1,000 times publicly in interviews, and I'll be the one to call it out now. I just I always have that role, and that's why maybe a lot of people, don't like me. I was a perfect end November 5th. Everybody's praying for November 5th at this point. They all just want it to end, How do I look and sound, guys? Is it normal as usual? Is it typical? I'm trying to gaslight the Portuguese community. Coogan, wow, nuts. Yeah, and even that, bringing the race into it and stuff, or the nationality or ethnicity, whatever people want to call it. It's dude, I just don't like when I see someone flip-flop like that so hardcore. It'd be like me coming out and endorsing Paul Coogan tomorrow. You know what I mean? I just trashed the guy. Apparently, everything I just said for the last 6 years was all bullshit, and now I think Paul Coogan, because he's going to do something for me, or because, I don't, Boomer, I'm mad at Boomer. These people are children. Embarrassing. So that's what we get in Fall River. And again, Carlos, you got smoked. You never had a chance in hell. Just kind of lick your wounds on your ego and move on with your life, dude. Don't. What you just did, you just compounded how terrible, what happened. And this, and again, I mean, who's his friends telling him he should run for office? Jeff Goodrow, Chip and CJ, bro. I don't know who was encouraging you, bro. My wife tells me every day, don't run, Jordan, don't run, please don't run, for different reasons. But come on, man, someone should have pulled you aside and said, what are you thinking? Yeah, of course the Portuguese community doesn't vote. Bernadette's right, because the math says it, right? They would be voting, they're the biggest population in Fall River, and nobody votes in Fall River, so was he supposed to rally the Portuguese people? That's nuts. Unbelievable. But whatever. This is the sad part in Fall River politics. I used to say this when Pat Casey was on the city council, which is super embarrassing. But these people can be bought. When you're poor yourself, That's why I'm not for like poor politicians. Um, it just tells me you don't know how to make money and like you're not successful in your personal life. Why do I think you should be handed $550 million? Paul Coogan fits in that boat. That guy isn't fit to run anything. He's like desperately will throw his grandmother in the street for a government pension because he does not know how to earn a living otherwise, right? But when you're like these elderly Pat Casey or Leo or Carlos Cesar, like these people can be bought off for like $1,000. You know what I mean? There's no money in the world that could get me to endorse anybody. It would just have to be something I truly believed in. I've said anybody but Coogan since day one. Then I said Chris because I've seen all the work Chris put in, and I'll be straight. Listen, this is the only way I know how to talk is be straight, honest, and transparent with people. I thought Chris had the best chance to beat Coogan over Boomer early on. That's what I thought, and we wouldn't know how that would have shook out. And Chris, whatever, made his own decision because because Coogan's people thought so as well. They were coming after Boomer and Chris, but they came after Chris with a vengeance because they were terrified of his popularity, which is why I was backing Chris. He backs out. Immediately, I said, listen, it's been anybody. I said I would have voted for Mike Vandal over Paul Coogan. So it did not matter what happened in the primary to me, you know? And he dropped out. It was obviously going to be Boomer when that field was left because, again, Carlos had no chance in hell. And now he's, like, endorsing the guy. But that's just forever politics, man. Like, you should have some level of, like, success and experience or something. And people could criticize me. First time I ran for city council, I probably was still renting an apartment, working, making zero money. But I at least had integrity, right? Like, Carlos can't even say that now. And I hate to be the one to say it, guys, but I'm always the one to say it. It's not like I'm just, like, talking shit about Carlos Cesar. Like, if it wasn't true, then you could say, Jordan, why are you being mean about Carlos? But if you demonstrate you have no integrity, then I'm just describing the facts. I'm not saying something untrue about the guy. And again, I don't know who the hell was telling him to run. That's like, you know what I mean? Was that a practical joke the whole time? Jeff Gaudreau, I know Jeff Gaudreau was an absolute sweetheart, and for some reason he saw something in Carlos Cesar. Jeff could have been helping out Chris. Now I'll say this right now: 6 days out from the election, it's a week from today, if right. Everybody in Fall River except Carlos Cesar and Mike Vandal have to circle the wagons for Boomer and get him in there. Now is the time. It's not the time to be tribal and have egos and all this silly shit, man. Like, this is your last shot for 2 years, and you're gonna get a petty, incompetent, corrupt Paul Coogan to stay in office. We all know what it looks like. Don't exaggerate the stabbings, the Bengal tiger attacks. I didn't get to talk about SNAP cards. They're going to start starving children to somehow support Democrats. Like, dude, Jake Auchincloss, Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey are the two guys now holding it up. Jake voted no, but only a handful of Democrats forced that through in the House. Yeah, Carlos just nuclear bombed his reputation, That's all it is. But again, glad to hear from Will today. Dude's a warrior. Carlos, the opposite. He kind of tucked tail and ran to the other side. That happens in like war. There's always like Benedict Arnolds who are like the last second flip sides. Nuts to see in real time. Dude, that does not surprise me at all. I've seen people go that route to this day. Every day somebody pulls that move. He was just the guy who did it today. Benedict Arnold Caesar. I'm going to change the Caesar salad Fiorentina today to the Benedict Arnold salad. I'm only kidding. But crazy, guys. Oh, that's cool. I could do that. I could show the ho. That's super cool.
It asked if I wanted to put it on stage so people could see. Huh. See, I'm just learning this new venue, guys. I'll play around with it so people can actually see that. See if I could take that down. I don't know. Boom, and it goes away. Wow. Jesus may be coming back. Let me see if I could put Matthew Scott's comment up there. That's a scary one. Right? Anyone here rumor that Jesus? Of course he's gonna run again. Of course he's gonna run again. What else is he gonna do? Dude's a convicted felon. Rest of his life. It rules out many different things. Good point, Matt. And I've been saying that. I said if Jesus becomes the mayor, I'm definitely moving out of Massachusetts. So that's probably his best thing to run on. So many people want me to move out of Massachusetts. He should just run on me saying right now, if he gets elected, I'm moving to Tennessee. And he'll fucking win in a landslide. So sick. Pam, good morning, honey. Known Pam since we were kids. Oh, it's cool that I could put comments up there. Let me say Nikki Costa. Let me throw this one on. That is a good one too for everyone to see. I love this feature that I could throw them out to the video. It's so cool. I feel like such a loser. Like all these guys have been doing this stuff, using these tools forever. Yeah, it's crazy, Bernadette. I don't know why they don't vote, man. It's sad. But 6 more days, guys, till the election. Carlos just dropped a self-inflicted nuclear bomb on his reputation for the rest of his life. Can never take that picture back. You holding hands with Paul on the bench, bro. They're going to put that on your tombstone, hopefully 100 years from now, Carlos. I want you to live a long, happy, healthy life. But, bro, no one will ever forget. That picture will be memed into oblivion, bro. It's just how it goes, you know? But I love you guys. I'm going to try to get this up on maybe Twitter next, too. It's on YouTube right now. And Fall River. I'm sorry. And, yeah, my Facebook page. See if I can get it on across more platforms. Try to grow this stuff. That's it for today. I'll see you guys this afternoon. Peace.